Ladies and gentlemen, it's been 10 days since we last saw each other. 10 good days. And before anything else, I would like to say thank you to a couple of people, a couple of teams. I would like to say thank you to Nottingham Forest for doing the Lord's work, getting a nil-nil draw against Arsenal. Thank you to Manchester United of all teams for also doing the Lord's work and actually beating Arsenal away at the Emirates. You get me? It's not an easy thing to do. So for the fact that they've kept our dreams of seeing these people go another season trophyless alive, hallelujah. Hallelujah and thank you and glory Manchester United. You just had to get that out of the way. But a lot has happened in the last 10 days. Transfers have been rumored. Transfers are falling through. Other players were linked to Chelsea that have gone to different teams like Douglas Luiz, who I didn't really want. But now that I've lost him, I kind of feel bad, We're pulling the whole "you were never my type anyway" kind of gimmick. I don't think so. But anyway, I didn't really need him. I don't care. And then Jeremy Jacquet, all of a sudden Jeremy Jacquet. All of a sudden there's so much around him. There's so many different teams that want him. So all of a sudden, 60 million didn't seem so crazy because everybody wants him now. And then we'll see who gets him. We'll see who was actually going to pay the big bucks for Jeremy Jacquet. But without further ado, I have a couple of things to say about our previous games, but preferably and mainly on Crystal Palace. And we have a game coming up against Napoli tomorrow, which is very important. We need to win and we need to win convincingly if we want to go to the next stage of the Champions League. So hopefully we can do that. But without further ado, let's get into business. On Sunday, we went to Selhurst Park. We went to Crystal Palace's home ground. It's a place where we're fairly comfortable. We haven't lost to Crystal Palace in 16 games, or now 17. We've had 13 wins before yesterday. Well, today's Tuesday. Before Sunday, we'd had 13 wins and 3 draws. Now you can make that 14 wins and 3 draws, and that's 17 games undefeated against Crystal Palace. Okay, in all competitions, I think. That's crazy. The kind of chokehold we have on Crystal Palace is diabolical. But it was a good game. I think this is the best game I've seen from Liam Rosenior since he came to Chelsea in terms of performance, because I don't really count Charlton as a game that we can use to assess him. So this game against Crystal Palace was a breath of fresh air. I saw some good patterns in the first half. It wasn't a very good first half. I think in the first half, the Chelsea team decided to sit back. I think Liam Rosenior decided to let his team sit back, soak a bit of pressure and hit on a counter. And it worked for our first goal. Esteban had a chance after that as well to increase the lead, and he didn't really make use of it. Kind of went with what the shots he had. But yeah, it looked like we had a specific game plan in the first half, which was to soak the pressure and hit them on the counter, which is something I haven't seen Chelsea do quite often. We really like to be on the front foot. We really like to be on the throat paws of our opponents. We like to always stamp our authority on games. And for the first time in a while, we were receiving pressure. And we dealt with it quite well in the first half and even parts of the second half as well. We did our bit, and then that Esteban goal just took off the leash. It allowed us to relax a bit more, to take a bit more control of the game. And then we really coasted through the first half. It was nothing impressive. We had a couple of chances where we could have done better, but unfortunately, we couldn't take our chances. So we ended the first half a goal up, and it was quite good. There was a comfortable feel about the game for the first time in a while. Watching the Chelsea match, I was a bit comfortable. I don't know if that's because Crystal Palace are so bad or because we were quite, I wouldn't say good, but okay. Like there were not too many signs of us cracking under pressure, so I felt a bit more comfortable. Second half started, and quickly Esteban, the Brazilian connection with João Pedro, boom, got the second goal. And then from there, I had no doubt we were winning the game because Crystal Palace were not really offering anything. Our players were comfortable on the ball, kept on creating some more chances. I mean, Chelsea haven't really created the most chances in this league. If you check statistically, I think aside Burnley, we have created the least chances in the league. You get me? And to have the amount of goals you score with so much less chances created, I think speaks of how clinical we've been. But then when you watch the games, you don't really feel like the team is quite clinical. You get me? Because even with the small amount of chances we've created, we on the eye don't really score much, but the stats and the eye test is not really testing. Like I don't understand how we created the least chances out of the big six sides and have like more goals, and with the exception of City and Arsenal, I think we have the most goals in the league. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but like it's crazy. I don't know how, but it speaks to how clinical the team is. But when you watch it, you don't feel like they're clinical enough. I don't know if you get me, but that's how I feel. So if we can increase our chance creation, let's say Palmer gets to 100% and Lavia is fit and then Caicedo is fit, Enzo is fit, and we can rotate quality and we can increase our chance creation, and Delap and João Pedro can get scoring. João Pedro is already in a mini purple patch. So if we can increase our clinicality with our chance creation, I think we'll get more points and we'll finish in the top 4 comfortably, right? In this top 4 race, I don't really worry about anybody. I think the team I worry most about is Manchester United, this run of form they're on. But there's a thing with Manchester United where they always rise up for the big games because there's history there. But when it comes to like the Fulhams and the Crystal Palaces, and they will wobble a bit. So I'm not really worried. And if anything, they will still come to the bridge somewhere this season so we can handle business on our own, you get me? So I'm not really worried about the table. So if you're thinking I'm a Chelsea fan and why am I praising a top 4 contender, why am I not, bro? It's not that deep. If you handle your own business, somebody else's business doesn't matter. If we win majority of our matches and we make sure we limit our losses, Manchester United and what they're doing at the end of the day wouldn't really affect us. At the end of the day, top 5 will get Champions League. I highly believe that. So as far as we're in that top 5, I guess I'm okay now. I just need cups with it. If I'm going to be in the top 5 and not a top 4, I need trophies, bro. I need a Champions League, I need a Carabao Cup, I need an FA Cup. Not all, end. So 2 of these, and you know what, I'm Gucci. I can finish 5th with 2 of these trophies, and I'm gonna raise my hand up and say that was an okay season, you know. We bounce back next season, we'll do better. Because the players that we have that are growing are not gonna stay here forever and be patient. Being third, fourth, 5th, 6th, 4th, nah, they're gonna want more, they're gonna want trophies. So we appease them with these little trophies, and then they know that, okay, so then in as much as these people are not signing the kind of players that we think can win us trophies, we are winning them regardless. So instead of it being the board that is giving them morale, they build their own morale. They look at themselves and like, we are enough. So we can power this club to bigger and better things. Because in as much as we always complain, is this same players that won us the Club World Cup, that is this same club that beat PSG, you get me? They same players. Some of them are out, obviously, but majority of them are still at Chelsea. If they big up themselves and they talk to the younger ones and they build up confidence, yeah, we can do something, you know. We can do something. But yeah, I need to talk about somebody before I move on to our Champions League game. Pedro Neto. Brother, Pedro Neto. Like, we need to have a conversation. Bro, what's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Why is it that your peers, people younger than you, people your age, people older than you, actually there ain't nobody older than you in this club that plays on the wings. So people younger than you do a better job than you in terms of chance creation. And like, why are you such a robot? Why are you so rigid? Why do you not have any diversity in your game? Why is it always shimmy shimmy ha, shimmy ye, shimmy ya? Bro, why is it always step over, head down, chop back, cross? Bro, why? Why do you get the ball stuck in between your feet? I thought that was a Garnacho thing. You have that disease too? You cannot distinguish your left foot from your right foot. Why is the ball bouncing from here? Why are you trying to chop the ball to Enzo and it's coming off your left foot? And they saved you, by the way, because you'd have given the ball away there. But what's happening? What's the quality is insane. Like, you look like an academy player on the pitch playing with pro players sometimes. There's quality. Definitely, there are moments of quality. Every player has moments of quality. Even the worst player on the team can do something like, oh, damn, this guy has potential. But they don't. They don't. They're smoke screens. This guy has been honking majority of the season, but no one wants to talk about it because he has the best numbers. But I test. We're looking at you every game week and you're not doing enough. Just because you have an engine on you and go up and down doesn't mean you can fuck about every single game. You get me? Fix up, bro. Fix the fuck up. I'm not a professional footballer. I don't get paid to do this, because if I was getting paid to do this, I would definitely do a fucking better job. That's all I'm saying. Respectfully, of course. Respectfully, bro. Do better. Just fucking do better. Because it's appalling. So yeah. We get a penalty. Which is a clear penalty, by the way. I don't know what people are talking about. Where should he move his hand? Fuck that whole thing. If that guy wasn't there, it's a goal. So why are you asking where he should move his hand? Let it fly, bro. Let it fly. And the rule is quite straightforward. If that happened anywhere else on the pitch, it wouldn't have been a foul, it wouldn't have been a penalty. As far as it is stopping a direct goal, because there is no goalkeeper there, there's no 50-50 chance. It's an empty net and it's on. So it's a penalty. It's quite simple. So we get our third goal, we take off our important players because we have an important game, which I'll be talking about soon. We take off our most important players and we bring on Gusto and some other players to get some fitness in, and we just started trying new things. We concede off a set piece, vavavoom. Crystal Palace start to play like they can do something and nothing happens and the game ends. We win, we go fourth. Until Manchester United comes in and blesses my day, makes it even better, just brights up my whole weekend, just made my life a better thing. Yeah, made my life feel better. Manchester United, thank you. You actually made my weekend. It's been a while since an opposition team made my weekend, and they did. So thank you to all Manchester United fans. I have no grudge against you guys. I don't hate you guys. It's the other team I hate. I don't hate Manchester United, actually. So yeah, thank you guys again. I wouldn't stop saying thank you. Thank you very much for putting these people in their place. And hopefully on the 3rd of February, we can do the same goddamn thing, because they chat way too much. And Nick, can you imagine if we knock them out of the EFL Cup? The head loss. Pause on that. So, Napoli. We're going to Naples tomorrow to play Napoli in the Champions League. Napoli have it all to play for. They need to win to stand a chance of getting into the top 25. And Chelsea need a convincing win to make sure we get into the top 8. It's tit for tat. Everybody has their priorities. Everybody has their dreams. Everybody has their goals. It's fight to the death. Because if a draw is not good for any of us, a loss is terrible for Napoli because it's out. A loss isn't really terrible for Chelsea because all that happens is that we drop into the playoffs, which is quite terrible because the squad isn't really that big and we have a lot of injuries. So we would prefer to be in the top 8. So if Chelsea want to stand any chance of being in the top 8, we should win and win convincingly. Maybe a 2-0 win, a 3-0 win. That might be enough to guarantee us. Or Newcastle and PSG play each other. If they draw and we win, not even convincingly, and both of them will pass them on points, and whoever is behind us will pass them on point, then we can still make it. There are different ways in which we can make it into the top 8, but I prefer to do it our way. I prefer to win and win convincingly so that we'll have no qualms. But knowing Chelsea and how we don't create chances in open play as much anymore like we used to last season, I don't know if we're gonna win by 3 or 4, but I just want to win. If we win and people score us, I will be okay with that. I will know that then we messed up at the Carabao game, we messed up at the Atalanta game. I don't want to take a loss. I'm not taking no L's in this place, bro. A win, and then we can only hope for the best. Napoli, they have a lot of injuries. I think De Bruyne is out and Guisa is out. So their hopes are in McTominay and Højlund. Yeah, right. Yeah, right, bro. We need to beat these guys. I changed my mind. We need to whoop them, bro. Because we need that top 8 more than anybody else. Because we need time to focus on the league so that we can guarantee top 4. Because we're going up against a Manchester United team that is playing 1 game a week. They are like Batman right now. They have so much prep time that if anybody slacks in that top 4, they can easily surpass you. Especially with Michael Carrick. So we need so much time. So we need to get into the top 8 and no qualms. I don't know how we're going to set up tomorrow. I'm not even going to bother by giving you a lineup or anything because it could be whoever. It could be Jorgensen tomorrow. Well, actually, Jorgensen is injured, so definitely it's going to be Sanchez. But I think we can swap the team around. Based on what Liam and the club see fit, we may see something different. But I hope Esteval starts. I hope Cole Palmer starts. I hope João Pedro starts. I hope Garnacho starts because I'm tired of Neto. Maybe I'll be tired of Garnacho after the first half and I'll want Neto again. Or you know what, just give Gittins a chance. We're going to Naples. Give Gittins a chance because we have a game at the weekend. So just give Bino Gittins a chance. Okay, put Delap on the bench. We'll bench that guy. Joao Pedro's on a run of form. Let him play. Let him score more goals. Let him get confidence. Let him be the #1 striker. Because that's what, in the end of the day, that's what it looks like. He came into the Club World Cup. He won as a Club World Cup. He started the season very well, and then he went on a dull. And now he's finding his form again. Let's not bench him. Let's not disrupt the flow. Let the guy keep playing. Let him build confidence. Let him play Esteban as well. Let them combine, and then let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's hope we can get top 8 tomorrow. Yeah, but Palmer, I'm sure Palmer is playing tomorrow. I don't know about Esteban, but I'm sure Palmer is playing tomorrow. Probably Garnacho as well. I don't want to see Delap in that game. I really want to see Joao Pedro and Esteban and Palmer and Gittins probably with the pivot of Caicedo and the Enzo Fernandez with James at right back, Fofana and Chalobah at centre back, and at left back Cucurella. But probably they will play by their Chile, but we'll wait and see. But yeah, predictions. 2-0 Chelsea. 2-0 Chelsea away to a clean victory. Hopefully the other teams. Barcelona cannot keep a clean sheet to save their life in Europe. So hopefully they do that. And I hope Napoli, I hope Newcastle and PSG end up playing a draw. So that it even gives us more leeway, to get me, in terms of winning and surpassing them. We don't need to win by so many goals. By then they will see what happened. I cannot really be mad because we had this whole top 8 thing in our hands and we let it slip with the Carabao game and that Atalanta game. So at the end of the day, it's all our fault. We have to man up and take charge. So whatever happens, happens. But if you waited and watched this long, which I highly doubt anybody has, but if you have, thank you for watching, and I guess I'll see you after the game and for the next review. Peace.